The night sky was calm. Stars twinkled quietly above Earth. People across the world were busy with their daily lives. Some were sleeping, others working, many watching TV or scrolling on their phones. No one knew something strange was happening. High above them, in a large control room, deep inside a space agency building in California, a young scientist named Reena Patel noticed something odd. She had been monitoring deep space signals. Most of the time, it was just noise, background radiation, old star signals, echoes of space. But tonight was different. Her computer beeped. A red light flashed. She frowned and leaned closer. "That's strange," she whispered. She rewound the data. There was a clear signal repeating. Not natural, not random, it was structured. Numbers, patterns. Reena called out, "Dr. Maxwell, can you come here, please?" An older man in a lab coat walked over. He looked tired, but when he saw the data, his eyes widened. "Is this real?" he asked. Reena nodded. "It came just 3 minutes ago. From this direction." She pointed to a star map. Dr. Maxwell stared. "That direction pointed to deep space, far beyond the solar system. Try decoding it," he said. Reena already was. Within minutes, the signal began to make sense. It was a transmission, not in any known language, but using math, geometry, and audio pulses. Then the computer translated the first part. A deep, powerful voice came through the speakers. "This is Emperor Zalrock of the Zorvax Empire. Earth. Your time has ended. Surrender now, or face complete destruction." Everyone in the room froze. Some laughed nervously. One man whispered, "Is this a joke?" But Reena wasn't laughing. "The signal is real, and it's coming fast. Almost as if it's writing something." 24 hours later, United Nations headquarters, New York leaders from every major country had gathered. The world was buzzing. News channels played the message over and over. Social media was flooded with theories. Aliens, hackers, prank, hoax, or maybe real? Inside the UN meeting room, President James Rowland of the United States spoke first. "This is nonsense," he said, standing up. "We won't surrender to some space fairy tale. It's probably just some Russian tech trick." The Russian president raised an eyebrow. "We didn't send it." "But perhaps you did." Before the argument got worse, the Secretary General banged the table. "Enough! The signal is real. It has been confirmed by NASA, the European Space Agency, and China's orbital systems." "Then what do we do?" asked the Indian Prime Minister. Everyone looked at each other. No one had an answer. Then the French representative stood and spoke softly. "What if this is not the first time they came?" "Silence. What do you mean?" asked the German Chancellor. "There are old stories. Ancient ruins, carvings. What if these aliens visited us long ago, and now they are returning?" Laughter broke out from some seats. The U.S. president smirked. "We've got nukes. Let them come." Meanwhile, in deep space, a dark, massive object moved slowly toward Earth. It was not just a ship. It was a fleet. Thousands of ships, like black birds flying in perfect formation. At the center, a throne-shaped mothership floated in silence. Its surface shimmered like glass, reflecting stars. Inside, Emperor Zalrock sat with glowing red eyes. His armor was alive, moving slightly like it breathed. Around him stood tall alien commanders with silver skin and long necks. "Report," the Emperor said in a deep, calm voice. A commander bowed. "Earth has not responded to our demand, my Emperor." "They will," said Zalrock with a cruel smile. "They always do. When we arrive." Back on Earth, Day 2 news channels turned serious. Every country had now received the message. The signal was growing stronger. People started to panic. Cities were filled with protests and fear. In London, people stood on rooftops, pointing at the sky. In Tokyo, thousands bought food and water. In Brazil, strange lights were seen at night. No one knew what they were. And in South Africa, a farmer found a large black sphere in his field. It was smooth, humming quietly. The army came and took it away. The world was changing. Fast. Inside a secret U.S. military base, Nevada Desert, General Harris looked at the radar screen. "What's that?" he asked. His team zoomed in. "It's something big, sir. Heading straight toward Earth. Arrival in 36 hours. Could be an asteroid?" "No, sir. It's changing course. Rocks don't do that." General Harris picked up the red phone. "Get the President." President's War Room, Washington, D.C. President Rowland stared at the screen. It showed a blurry image of the alien fleet. It was still far, but close enough for satellites to spot. "They weren't kidding," he said. His science advisor spoke. "Sir, we should prepare to defend. They are not using any tech we know, and they are huge." The president leaned back and smiled. "We beat Hitler. We beat terrorists. We'll beat these aliens too." NASA Command Center Rena Patel was still working. She had been awake for 40 hours. Her hands were shaking, but her mind was focused. She studied the signal again. The message was now playing in different languages: Arabic, Mandarin, Hindi, French, even Swahili. Somehow the signal had learned human languages. "It's adapting," she whispered. "It's studying us." Then she saw something strange inside. The signal behind the message were images. Flash images. Fast like a cell ID ES-ROW. She slowed it down. There were pictures of Earth. From space. Mountains, cities, military bases. "They've been watching us for a long time." Her heart raced. She printed the images and ran to her boss. "Sir, they already know everything about us." Day 3, arrival at exactly 3 a.m. UTC. The moon shook. People in observatories screamed. Something massive passed by the moon, so large it eclipsed it for 8 full seconds. In space, cameras caught it. All. It was the alien fleet. They were now in Earth's orbit. Thousands of black ships hung in the sky like death itself. Each one silent, no lights, just shadows. Then one ship slowly descended over New York City. People ran in panic. Sirens screamed. Fighter jets scrambled into the sky. But then the ship stopped. A door opened. And a figure dropped down. It fell fast, like a meteor. But just before hitting the ground, it slowed, hovered, and gently landed in Central Park. It was tall, 7 feet, wearing armor that moved like oil. No face, just a dark helmet with glowing red eyes. Cameras zoomed in. The figure looked around, then raised one hand. It spoke. "People of Earth, you were warned. You laughed. Now, your test begins." In 1 second, all electricity in New York died. Phones, cars, lights, power. Everything went black. The world held its breath. Ending scene. Cliffhanger. In the darkness, a boy looked up at the sky. He whispered to his sister, "Are we going to die?" She held his hand and said, "Not today." Above them, the alien ship hummed louder. From space, Earth looked peaceful, but war had arrived, and it had only just begun. The world had gone dark. New York, once full of light, noise, and movement, now sat in silence. The alien ship above Central Park remained still, like a giant shadow. Cars had stopped in the streets. Planes were grounded. Phones were dead. Power lines gave nothing. People stood in the streets, looking up, waiting, wondering. In the middle of Central Park, the alien soldier stood tall. His armor reflected no light. His red eyes glowed in the darkness. He did not move, except to slowly scan the people gathering around him. A little girl asked her mother, "Is that the Emperor?" "No," her mother whispered, holding her close. "That's just the messenger." White House Emergency Room. President James Rowland slammed his fist on the table. They took out power to one of the most important cities on Earth without even firing a shot. He shouted. General Harris replied calmly, "Sir, we believe it was an electromagnetic pulse, highly advanced. It targeted digital systems without damaging anything physical. Can we fight back?" The general nodded. "We're ready. Jets, drones, nukes, everything. We have weapons all over the world aimed at the fleet." The president looked at the black screen showing the alien ships still in Earth's orbit, then hit them. Global military response, Operation Steel Sky. It began with jets. Thousands of fighter planes rose into the sky from 45 countries: America, Russia, China, France, India, Brazil. Every nation that had military air power joined together. High above Earth, they launched their first attack. Missiles fired, lasers targeted, explosions filled the upper atmosphere, but the alien ships didn't move, not one. The weapons hit their targets and passed right through. Some exploded on impact, but had no effect. The black ships remained still, untouched. NASA command. Confusion. Reena Patel watched the live feeds in disbelief. "This can't be," she said. "They're not using shields. It's like they're not even made of matter." Double quotes. Dr. Maxwell turned pale. "They're using technology we don't understand. Maybe physics we haven't discovered yet." Then another screen lit up. "Sir," shouted an officer, "one of our satellites caught something near Earth's orbit." They zoomed in. It was a small object, launched from the alien mothership. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't a ship. It looked like a cube. Global blackout. 6 hours later, the cube entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded silently. No sound. Number. Fire. Just a strange white pulse, like lightning made of glass. Within minutes, 70% of Earth lost power. Not just lights. Satellites. Internet. Communication. Nuclear. Launch systems. Everything. Only a few deep bunkers and old tech remained working. It was worse than anyone imagined. Central Park. The messenger speaks again. The alien soldier lifted both hands. A voice filled the air, not through sound, but directly into people's minds. "Your weapons are weak. Your systems are simple. This is your final warning. You have 24 Earth hours to surrender. After that, we will begin removal." The soldier then raised one hand, and in front of him appeared a hologram. It showed a map of Earth. Red circles appeared over major cities: London, Tokyo, Beijing, Paris, Delhi, Rio, Cairo. Next to each circle was a countdown clock: 24 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds. People began to scream. Hidden tech bunker, Iceland. While most of the world was dark, a hidden lab in the cold mountains of Iceland remained active. It ran on geothermal energy and old non-digital systems. Inside was a team of scientists, hackers, and engineers. They were part of a secret global project called TITAN, Technology, Integration and Tactical Alien Neutralization. Dr. Anja Sorensen, a Swedish quantum engineer, looked at the countdown. "We have 1 day." Her assistant nodded. "1 day before what?" She stared at the screen. "Before they wipe us out." Then a voice spoke from a nearby machine. "I can help." The room froze. Everyone turned. The voice came from a large black box, no screen, no buttons. It was the AI core, called Alex, an experimental intelligence that had been turned off 5 years ago because it was too unpredictable. "Reactivate Alex," Anja ordered. Her assistant hesitated. "But it almost took over our own system last time." Anja said, "Now we need something unpredictable." The eye powered up, glowing blue. "Welcome back," Anja said. Alex replied, "Let's save your species." Moscow military base General Kurinov of Russia was furious. "We cannot sit and wait," he said. "If our missiles don't work, then we use nuclear bombs." A full strike on the central mothership. His officers hesitated. "But sir," If it fails, he growled, we have no other choice. 12 hours left. Humanity reacts. Some people hid underground. Others prayed. Some looted stores. But many stood together. Civilians formed defense teams. Hackers across the world started building code to fight the alien signals. In Brazil, a 16-year-old boy created a program that blocked alien broadcasts in his city. In Egypt, old scholars opened scrolls written in strange symbols that matched the alien language. The world was not giving up. Back in space, the Emperor watches inside the throne ship. Emperor Zalrock sat still, eyes closed. A female commander approached him. My Emperor, they are resisting. He smiled. Good. The test is working. Shall we proceed with the first removal? He opened his eyes. No, let them feel hope first, then crush it. India, a young hacker's move in Delhi. A girl named Tara, only 17, sat in a dark room with a solar-powered laptop. She was one of the best unknown coders online. She had been listening to the alien signals for days. Now, with the help of old code and her own genius, she found a way to send a message back to the alien network. Not words, not threats. Just one image, a middle finger emoji. Then she attached a virus, simple, small, but fast. She clicked send. The message vanished into the sky. Back on the mothership, error detected. A warning popped up on a control screen. Foreign data detected. Contamination level 1%. The commanders reacted, shut it down. But the Emperor raised a hand. Let it grow. I want to see what they can do. He smiled again. Maybe they are not insects after all. Final moments. Russia launches nukes in Siberia. 6 nuclear missiles launched into space, aimed at the mothership. The world watched in silence. The missiles passed the atmosphere. Time to impact, 60 seconds, 50, 40, 30. Then they stopped mid-air. Frozen. Something invisible had caught them. Then they turned around. All 6 nukes returned. To the base they came from. Impact, 0 o'clock. A massive explosion lit up the sky in eastern Russia. The messenger speaks one last time all over Earth. The alien voice returned. You have 12 hours. Then the destroyer will arrive. No one knew what that meant. But everyone felt it. Fear. Deep, cold fear. Ending scene. Cliffhanger in Iceland. The AI Alex finished scanning the alien fleet. I have found something, it said. Dr. Anya leaned closer. What? The eye paused. The Emperor is not just watching us. He's searching for something, Anya asked. What is he looking for? The screen blinked once. Someone. A snowstorm blew outside the Icelandic lab. The wind screamed across the mountains, but inside, the underground bunker was silent. All eyes were on the screen. The AI, Alex, had just spoken 5 strange words. He is looking for someone. Dr. Anya Sorensen leaned in closer. Who? Alex responded. Unknown. But the Emperor is scanning Earth's population. Not randomly. He's searching. DNA, memories, identity. Human? She asked. Yes, the eye said. One human. New York, still dark. The alien soldier still stood in Central Park. He had not moved in hours. People had stopped coming close. Fear had taken over. But hidden nearby, in a subway tunnel, a small group of engineers and police officers were building something, an old communication system. It used wires, not wireless signals. They were trying to get a message out. They knew help might not come, but they had to try. As they worked, one man asked, why hasn't it attacked yet? Another replied, because it's waiting for something. The first man shivered, or someone. Underground rebel base, Tokyo. A secret group called Ghostwave operated under the ruins of a collapsed tower. They were hackers, ex-soldiers, and thinkers from different countries. Their leader, a blind ex-pilot named Kenji, stood near a whiteboard full of notes. They're not just here to destroy, he said. They're studying us, watching how we fight, how we react. A young woman spoke. Then maybe we can use that against them? Kenji nodded. Exactly. Let's give them something to study. Emperor's throne ship, Orbit the Emperor, sat in his floating chair, staring at thousands of faces projected in the air. Earth's leaders, soldiers, civilians. He moved his hand, scanning their genetic codes. He paused at one image, a child. He whispered, "Not yet, but close." A commander approached. "My Emperor, humans are organizing small defenses. They are using basic tech, old systems. Let them," the Emperor said. "It will make their fall more painful." "But there's more," the commander added. "The AI has reactivated." The Emperor's eyes turned red. "Then it has begun." Iceland discovery in the bunker. Dr. Anya and her team studied the Emperor's scans. Alex spoke again. "The being he is looking for is not random. It is connected to a project called Project Origin, hidden by your governments." "What's Project Origin?" asked the NYA. The screen flashed. Secret files opened. Old black and white documents, photos of strange objects, and children born with strange brain patterns. Experiments, Alex sighed. Trying to create a human who could resist alien mind control. Only one subject succeeded. Subject 9. Where is Subject 9 now? A pause. Location, unknown. Status, alive. Kenya, a simple life far away, in a quiet village. A boy named Kito sat under a tree. He looked up at the stars every night. His grandmother often told him he was born during a falling star. He was quiet, kind, and always knew when something was wrong. Tonight, he felt something pulling at him. He held his head. His vision blurred. He saw fire dot ships falling from the sky, voices screaming his name. "Kito." He gasped and fell to the ground. His grandmother rushed to him. "What is it, child?" Kito whispered. "They're looking for me." London, emergency meeting with most of the world offline. A small group of leaders met inside a secure bunker under London. President Roland was there, along with leaders from France, India, Japan, and South Africa. "We have less than 6 hours. The Indian Prime Minister said, "Any new ideas?" President Roland stood. "There's one lead, a hidden human, some kind of weapon the aliens fear." The room grew quiet. "Where?" someone asked. Roland replied, "We don't know. But we have people searching. Fast." Alex finds him back in Iceland. Alex finally locked onto a signal. Subject 9 located. Name, Kito Mwanji. Age 14, location Kenya. Anya's eyes widened. "A child?" Alex spoke. "Not just a child. He is not fully human. His DNA contains a pattern not found anywhere else on Earth." Anya stared at the screen. "He's the weapon." The retrieval team within minutes. A stealth jet launched from Iceland, headed to Africa. Inside were 3 agents, 1 pilot, 1 scientist, and 1 guard. They were told only one thing: bring the boy back alive. But the aliens had also found him, from the mothership. A smaller hunter drone ship launched, black, fast, and silent. Heading for the same destination, the race had begun. Kenya, the attack begins as the sun rose. Kito sat with his grandmother, trying to explain what he saw. "I think I'm the reason they came here," he said. "You are not a curse," she replied gently. "You are a key." Before he could answer, the sky screamed. The alien drone appeared, hovering just above the village. People screamed and ran. The drone scanned the area, targeting Kito. Kito stood still, frozen in fear. Then suddenly, the stealth jet arrived. A blast hit the drone's side, pushing it back. 3 agents jumped out, grabbed Kito, and rushed into the plane. His grandmother held his face and whispered, "Be brave. The world needs you." Then the jet took off. Inside the jet, Kito sat strapped in, shaking. The scientist beside him, Dr. Omar, smiled gently. "You're very important, Quito." "Why?" he asked. "I'm just a normal boy." "No," Dr. Omar said. "You are something more. Your mind, it's like a signal. A living code. You can talk to the aliens. Or maybe override them." Quito looked scared. "I don't want to fight." "You won't be alone," Dr. Omar said. "We'll teach you." The Emperor reacts inside the throne ship. The Emperor stood suddenly. He has been found. His commanders looked nervous. "What shall we do?" The Emperor's voice shook the walls. "Send the destroyer." The destroyer arrives from the mothership. A huge shape began to move. Bigger than any of the other ships. It was black, but with red lines running through it like veins. Its name, the destroyer. It descended slowly, heading straight for Earth. It wasn't just a ship. It was alive. Its job, wipe out any chance of resistance. Final scene. Iceland. Lab. The jet landed back at the Icelandic bunker. Quito was rushed inside. He looked around, afraid but curious. Dr. Anya knelt beside him. "You're safe now." Alex's voice filled the room. "Target approaching. The destroyer will reach us in 4 hours." Anya turned to Quito. "It's time to learn who you really are." The ground shook. Far above Iceland, the sky turned red. The destroyer ship had entered Earth's atmosphere. It was massive, dark, glowing with veins of fire, and alive. From space, it looked like a floating mountain. Inside the Icelandic lab, alarms rang out. Alex's voice echoed through the bunker. "Warning. Destroyer will reach this location in 3 hours and 12 minutes. Scientists rushed across the room. Guards loaded weapons. Even though they knew bullets were useless. At the center of it all stood Quito, a 14-year-old boy. Thin, scared, confused. He looked at the glowing maps and machines around him. "Why is it coming here?" Dr. Anya placed a hand on his shoulder. "Because you're here. You're the only one it fears." Inside the destroyer, the inside of the ship was like a living thing. Walls pulsed like skin. Giant metal veins carried red energy through its halls. The destroyer captain, a tall, insect-like alien with a long black robe, walked through the corridor toward a dark chamber. In the center of the chamber sat a stone-like throne. A deep voice came from the walls. "You will kill the boy." The captain bowed. "Yes, my emperor." Back at the lab, training begins. Anya led Quito into a quiet, cold room underground. It had no machines, no lights, just a chair in the center facing a wall. "Sit," she said. Kito did. She handed him a small cube, smooth, silver, no buttons. "This is alien tech," she explained. "Our team found it years ago. It doesn't work with anyone." Quito held it. Nothing happened at first. Then the cube started to glow blue. Everyone watching froze. Quito looked up. "What is this?" Alex answered. "It responds to your mind. Try thinking about something simple." Quito closed his eyes. Suddenly, a hologram of his grandmother appeared in the air, soft, glowing. Anya gasped. "You didn't press anything?" Quito shook his head. "I just missed her." Anya whispered. "You're already connecting to the alien network. It's inside your brain. You're not just human." Washington, D.C. Hopes rise in the underground U.S. Command Center. President Roland watched the satellite feed showing the destroyer approaching Iceland. He turned to General Harris. "We need more time." "That boy Quito, he's our only chance." General Harris nodded. "We'll do what we can. Our new railgun prototype is almost ready." The president narrowed his eyes. "We're going to throw everything at that monster. Buy the boy the time he needs." 2 hours until impact. Inside Quito's mind back in Iceland, Quito was now sitting inside a strange glass chamber. Alex's voice guided him. "We will now enter the memory field. It will feel like dreaming, but you must stay calm." Suddenly, Quito felt himself float. He was no longer in the lab. He stood in a black space with Stars all around. Then, he saw it. A memory. But not his. An alien world. A war. And a child, not human, but glowing like him, standing between two armies. A voice whispered, "You are a bridge. The last of the spark." Keto's power grows back in the lab. Machines started going crazy. The cube in Keto's hand floated. Lights flickered. Ali X's voice rose in pitch. Energy level rising. He's awakening. Keto opened his eyes. For a moment, his eyes glowed blue. "I saw things," he whispered. "A war, another planet, and someone like me," Anya nodded. "You carry their DNA. Maybe you're there. Last hope, or maybe you're ours." 1 hour 15 minutes. First contact. Suddenly, the walls shook. A beam from the destroyer hit the outer mountain. The entire lab trembled. Alex shouted, "The destroyer is starting its attack." Defenses failing. Time left, 1 hour 12 minutes. Anya turned to Keto. "We're out of time. Can you stop it?" Keto looked at her. He was still just a kid, but he nodded. "I'll try." Ghost Wave joins. Just then, a message came in from the Ghost Wave rebel group in Tokyo. Kenji's face appeared on screen. "We have hijacked one of the alien drones. Sending it your way. Keto might be able to connect with it." Moments later, a small alien drone landed outside the lab. Shaking off snow. Kito stepped outside. The drone looked at him. Then, it knelt. Everyone watching was stunned. "He's controlling it," Anya whispered. "He's not just a weapon. He's a commander." Keto's message to the aliens. Alex asked, "Would you like to send a message to the alien fleet?" Keto nodded. "What should I say?" he asked. Anya smiled. "Say what's in your heart." Keto thought for a moment. Then he spoke. "I don't want to fight, but I will protect Earth. If you come for them, I will come for you." Alex sent the message into the alien network for the first time. The aliens hesitated. Inside the throne ship, the Emperor sat silently. The message from Keto played in his chamber. One of the commanders whispered, "He knows." The Emperor stood. "Then the game ends now." He reached out. The destroyer lit up. Fully glowing red, spinning with force. Final defense. Earth strikes back as the destroyer approached the Iceland base. Earth's last defense activated. The railgun in Washington, D.C. fired a solid metal rod at near light speed. It hit the destroyer. The impact broke off part of its outer shell, the first damage ever done to their ships. Inside the throne ship, alarms rang. "They've hit us," the commander said. The Emperor's face changed. "Now they begin to matter." Keto's first battle. Keto stood in front of the lab. The drone beside him powered up. In his mind, he could feel the destroyer approaching. He raised his hand. The cube glowed again, but brighter now. Suddenly, other alien tech around the base responded. Old alien machines from secret labs all around the world activated, drawn to him. He was calling them. Final scene. The fight begins. The destroyer arrived. It opened. Beam of red light came down. A huge alien warrior stepped out, twice the size of a man, armored in black. Keto stepped forward, holding the cube. The alien roared. Keto's eyes turned blue again. He raised his hand, and for the first time, he fought back. A wave of blue energy exploded from him, pushing the alien back. It screamed, in pain. The people behind. Keto stared in shock. He turned around slowly and said, "I'm ready." The sky above Iceland turned dark. Clouds twisted like torn cloth. The destroyer hovered above the mountains, shaking the ground. Its lower section opened like a metal mouth, and from it, alien warriors dropped like fire. Inside the bunker, red lights flashed. People ran, weapons powered up. Earth had no choice now. It was time to fight. And standing outside, in the freezing wind, was a 14-year-old boy glowing with blue energy. His name was Keto, and something inside him had changed. Keto versus the alien warrior. The tall alien soldier, black-armored and armed with a red energy blade, stood across from Quito. It roared, a sound like breaking glass and thunder. Quito's hand tightened around the glowing cube. He didn't run. He walked forward. The alien attacked first, fast, heavy, aiming to crush the boy with one swing. But just before impact, Quito vanished. In less than a second, he reappeared behind the alien. His body shimmered like a ghost. Everyone watching gasped. How did he? Anya whispered. Kito was just as surprised. I didn't think. I just wanted to not be there. The alien spun, but Quito raised his hand again. This time, a pulse of blue energy blasted from his palm, sending the creature flying back into the snow. It didn't get up. Quito had won his first battle. News travels fast, within minutes. Underground networks, hacked satellites, and military radios across the world repeated the same message. The boy fought back. The alien was defeated. Resistance is possible. In India, engineers reactivated old defense satellites. In South America, mountain fighters left the caves where they'd been hiding. In France, an old general dusted off a long-forgotten war. AI. Hope was returning, and people were no longer afraid to say the name. Kito. Inside the destroyer, Emperor's hologram appeared in the center of the ship's war room. Status, he said. Insect-faced captain answered, "One warrior lost." To the boy, the Emperor's voice became cold. "He is evolving faster than expected. What shall we do? Divide them? Distract Earth? Burn cities? While I deal with the boy." Attacks across Earth. Suddenly, alien ships split from the destroyer and launched toward other parts of the world. In Tokyo, energy spikes took down power grids. In Brazil, a scout ship landed near the Amazon River, releasing hunter drones. In Nigeria, alien machines began drilling into the ground, searching for something. Earth was under attack again, but this time, it wasn't random. This time, they were searching. The Council of Resistance in a hidden base beneath London, Earth's surviving leaders and military minds met. President Roland spoke first. "You've all seen the footage. The boy has power. But he's just one person." General Harris added, "We must protect him, train him, but also fight our own battles." A French general stood. "Then let's unite. No more country lines, one Earth, one resistance." For the first time, there were no arguments. They agreed. The global resistance was born. Back in Iceland, Quito struggles after the battle. Quito sat alone. His hands trembled. "I didn't mean to hurt him," he whispered. Dr. Anya sat beside him. "You protected everyone." "But I'm not a fighter," he said. "I'm just me." Anya pointed to the cube. "That cube responded to your heart, not your strength. The aliens fear that. You don't need to become a killer. Just don't give up." Quito looked at her, then nodded slowly. Ghostwave brings news. A new video call came in. Kenji from Ghostwave appeared on screen. "There's more," he said. "We cracked part of the Emperor's signal. He's not just here to conquer." He tapped a keyboard. The screen filled with alien code. Then images. Photos of ancient Earth sites. Stone circles, volcanoes, ocean trenches. They're looking for something buried here. Something old, maybe theirs. Dr. Anya's eyes widened. "They didn't just come for us. They came for something they lost." Quito learns to control in a training room. Quito stood in front of floating targets. He focused. A light blue glow formed around his body like armor. He moved faster now, not as fast as before, but with control. Every blast he fired was focused, sharp. He even learned to hear alien tech, to feel what machines were thinking. A door could whisper to him. A camera could show him what it saw. He was becoming something new. The alien spy, but someone else had seen his training. A tiny alien insect, no larger than a coin, had been hiding in a crack in the wall. It flew off silently, straight toward the destroyer. Inside the throne chamber, it played back everything it saw. The Emperor watched. Then said only one word. Send her. Introduction. The alien hunter from a dark prison on the throne ship. They released her. She had no name, just a title. The Hunter. She was part alien, part machine, built for one job, to find and kill threats to the Empire. Her body shimmered like liquid metal. Her eyes were pure white, and she could smell fear. She launched toward Earth, heading for Kito. Preparing the Earth forces in mountains, deserts and frozen tundras. Resistance bases were rising. Old planes were repaired. New AI systems were brought online. Volunteers lined up. They wore a symbol on their arm now. A circle of stars, with a glowing blue line through it. It was Kito's symbol. He didn't ask for it, but they gave it. Anyway, final scene. The warning that night. Kito couldn't sleep. He walked outside the bunker. The wind was quiet. The stars looked peaceful. But then, a shape stepped from the shadows. It was her. The hunter. She didn't attack. She just stared at him with those white eyes, and then she spoke. You are not ready, boy. But I will be waiting when you fall. Then she vanished into the dark. Kito stood frozen. He had never felt so cold. The next morning, the sky above Iceland was quiet, but inside Kito's heart, a storm had started. He could still hear her voice. Soft but deadly. You are not ready. But I will be waiting. The resistance reacts in the underground command center. Anya, Kenji, and the military leaders met. Kito stood beside them, silent. Kenji looked serious. That thing, the hunter, it's not a normal enemy. She's like a ghost mixed with metal. We've heard of her before. She's their best. Anya turned to Kito. Why didn't she kill you? Kito shook his head. I think she wants to see what I'll become. President Roland appeared on the screen. Then we can't waste time. Kito needs protection, training, and we need answers. Why are the aliens digging into Earth? What are they trying to find? Kenji smiled slightly. We found something. The Arctic signal far north, near the Arctic Circle. Ghostwave intercepted a strange signal underground. Not human, not alien, but old. Older than anything on Earth. The team quickly moved to investigate. Kito, Anya, and 2 elite resistance soldiers flew in a stealth jet. Snow fell heavily as they landed. Kito stepped onto the ice, feeling something strange under his feet, like a heartbeat. Anya looked at her scanner. Something is under us, deep, and it's waking up. The hunter attacks back in Iceland, only hours after Kito left. The hunter arrived. She didn't come with ships. She came alone, silent, invisible. She entered the bunker like smoke, passing through walls. In seconds, she had disabled power, cameras, and weapons. Guards froze in fear. One raised his weapon, but she flicked her fingers, and he flew backward. Unconscious, she moved like liquid metal, smooth and cold. But she didn't stay. She wasn't here to destroy. She came to leave a message. On Kito's bed, she carved 5 alien symbols glowing in red. Later, Alex translated them. Catch me, if you can. The Arctic discovery, meanwhile, deep beneath the ice. Kito and the team reached a cave, untouched by time. They found walls made of black crystal, humming with power. Symbols on the walls glowed softly when Kito touched them. Anya's eyes widened. It's alien, but older than their empire. Much older. Then, at the center of the chamber, was a large crystal pod. Inside it floated a small, glowing orb, like a piece of a star. The moment Kito stepped near it, the orb rose. It floated toward him and entered his chest. He gasped. His eyes turned white for a second, and visions hit him like lightning. Vision. The spark. Kito saw another time. Another world. A planet full of light. Peace and technology, not war. Then a shadow came, the early form of the Emperor's empire. One last hope was created, the spark. Not a weapon, not a bomb, but a living force hidden across stars, in children, in minds, in machines. And now Kito held a piece of it, When the vision ended, Keto fell to his knees. Anya held him. "What did you see?" He looked up. "I think. I'm not just fighting this war. I am the last key to ending it." The first defeat. Just as they prepared to leave the Arctic cave, alarms went off. A voice shouted, "Incoming!" The hunter had followed them. She dropped into the ice chamber. Like a knife from the sky, the resistance soldiers fired. Nothing hit her. She moved too fast, her body shifting like smoke. Anya ran for cover. "Keto, get back!" But Keto stepped forward. "I have to try." He raised his hand. Blue light glowed. He fired a wave of energy. The hunter was hit, but she absorbed it. Then she moved. In a blink, she appeared behind him. She whispered, "Too slow," and struck him across the back. Keto crashed into the crystal wall. Groaning, he stood barely. Tried again. This time, he moved faster. But not fast enough. A long metal blade extended from her wrist. She slashed and cut deep across Keto's side. Blood hit the ice. Kito dropped to one knee, breathing hard. An unexpected save as the hunter raised her blade for the final strike. A shockwave hit the cave. The walls cracked. A strange blue light burst from the orb Keto had absorbed. It blinded everyone. The hunter stumbled backward, her body glitching, and from the light, a new drone appeared, not built but grown. Made from ice and light. It stood in front of Kito. Its voice was strange, old and kind. "Spark protocol. Host detected. Defense activated." It fired a beam of energy at the hunter. She flew backward, hitting the wall for the first time. Wounded, she hissed, looked at Kito. Then vanished. Aftermath. Keto lay on the floor. Anya knelt beside him, stopping the bleeding. "You're okay. You're safe," she whispered. He groaned. "She's too strong." Anya shook her head. "You survived. And you activated something. This drone, this spark, it's alive." The drone turned its head. "I am bonded to the spark child. I will assist in the defense of this world." Anya looked at Keto. "You're not alone anymore." The Emperor moves back on the destroyer. The Emperor watched the battle replay. He saw the drone. The spark awakening. For the first time, his eyes narrowed with worry. "The past returns," he said. "Prepare my descent. I will go to Earth myself." Final scene, a promise back at the Iceland base. Keto stood outside under the stars again, his side bandaged. He looked up. He whispered to the sky, "You tried to break me. But now I know who I am. I will not run. I will not hide. I will rise." The wind blew softly. Somewhere the hunter listened. And the war continued. The Earth held its breath. In the dark skies above, the massive destroyer ship opened again, not to send drones or soldiers this time, but to release the Emperor himself. He was coming. Arrival. People across the globe saw the sky change. Clouds twisted. Thunder cracked. Cities lost power. In the deserts of Egypt, in the jungles of South America, even in the ice fields of Antarctica, his voice was heard in every language. "I have watched. I have waited. Now I descend. Kneel or burn." From the ship's heart, a glowing pod fell like a comet. It crashed into the earth near Old Jerusalem, a place full of history, belief, and energy. From that crater, the Emperor rose. He was not just a figure of power. He was power itself, 10 feet tall, with glowing golden armor and black eyes that burned like fire. His footsteps shook the ground. The world. React's news cameras tried to capture him. Most signals failed. Resistance leaders watched from bunkers and safe zones. President Roland spoke urgently. "We must not let fear win. We have Keto, we have the spark, and we are not alone." In hidden bases, soldiers prepared. In city streets, people began drawing Keto's symbol, the glowing blue line, on walls. Clothes, even skin. Hope had a name now. Keto's preparation in Iceland. Keto stood in the war room. His side still hurt from the last battle, but his spirit was stronger. The Spark drone floated beside him like a guardian. Anya showed him a map. He landed here in Old Jerusalem. And he's building something fast. Kenji added, a kind of tower. It's pulling energy from the earth. We think it's a portal, maybe to bring his full army. Kido nodded. Then we can't wait. We go now. Anya grabbed his arm. Are you ready? He looked her in the eyes. I'm not sure. But I will go anyway. Journey to the Warzone. A black stealth jet carried Kito, Anya, Kenji, the Spark drone, and a small elite team toward Jerusalem. As they approached, they saw it, a black spire rising from the ground, covered in red lightning. Aliens stood around it, guarding it. At the top. The Emperor waited. He saw the jet coming and raised his hand. With a gesture, the air rippled and brought the plane crashing down. Kito shielded the others with a burst of blue energy, saving them. They landed hard in the sand but alive. Kito. Kito stood. The drone hovered beside him. Kenji coughed. You okay? Kito didn't answer. He was looking at the tower. I'm going to him. Anya started to argue. No, Kito, but he was already walking, each step forward. His blue light grew stronger. Aliens charged at him. He blasted them aside. Some machines tried to stop him. He moved too fast, too precise. The spark had grown inside him. He didn't. Just glow now. He burned. The face-to-face moment at the top of the spire. Under a blood-red sky, the Emperor stood with his hands behind his back. Kito reached him, bruised but standing tall. The wind blew fiercely, but the two figures stood still. Emperor looked down. You are small, he said. But I feel it in you. The spark, the old flame. Kito didn't speak. The Emperor walked in a slow circle around him. You are not a soldier. You are a mistake. A child given a match. Still, Kito stayed quiet. Then the Emperor pointed to the horizon. This world will end. Your people hide in fear. You can't save them. Kito finally spoke. I'm not here to save everyone. The Emperor raised an eyebrow. I'm here to stop you. The battle begins. The air cracked. The Emperor raised his hand. A golden wave of energy exploded toward Kito. Kito jumped. The spark flared and deflected it with a blue shield. Towers shook. They moved like gods now. The Emperor struck with fire. Kito responded with light. The sky darkened. Lightning danced around them. Shockwaves blew sand for miles. From below, Kenji and Anya watched with awe and fear. Anya whispered, He's holding his own. Kenji replied, For now. A turning point. Kito landed a hit. The Emperor was pushed back. It was the first time anyone had ever touched him, but it made the Emperor angry. Very angry. He roared, and suddenly, the Emperor stopped holding back. He lifted the entire tower with his mind and slammed it down. The structure began to collapse. Kito tried to fly up, but a blast of golden energy caught him mid-air and sent him crashing into the earth. Kito's dream. Everything went black. In his mind, Kito stood in a white space. He saw faces, his mother, the scientists, the soldiers. He saw fear. He saw the hunter waiting in the shadows. Then he heard a voice, not human, not alien. It came from inside. The spark, you are not one. You are all. Rise, Kito. Light must answer darkness. He opened his eyes. The final push. Kito rose from the dust. His eyes glowed completely now, not just blue, but white and gold. The spark had awakened fully. The drone returned to his side, shining brighter than ever. Together they charged. The Emperor turned too late. This time, Kito hit him straight in the chest. The armor cracked. The Emperor stumbled. It was not a win, but it was a message. Retreat. The Emperor growled. He looked at Kito and said, You are not finished. And neither am I. He vanished in a flash of light, retreating back into space. The tower crumbled. Kito collapsed beside it, breathing hard. A hero rises across the world. People saw the moment. They saw the Emperor run. They saw a boy standing, even broken, and shining like a star. Children drew his symbol on walls. Old warriors saluted. Soldiers began singing a name, Quito, Quito, Quito. Final scene. A new mission back in Iceland. Quito sat with Anya and Kenji. I touched something in him. Quito said, "He's afraid, not of me, but of what I'm becoming." Anya nodded. Then we keep pushing. We prepare Earth, and we find the rest of the spark. Kenji smiled. Because this isn't just about Earth. It's bigger, isn't it? Quito stood. He looked out the window. His voice calm, strong. The galaxy is watching. Let's give them a reason to hope. Earth had just survived the unthinkable. The Emperor had descended, and he had left defeated. But it was not over. Not yet. The countdown begins deep in the Resistance's Arctic command base. The Spark drone hovered before a glowing map. Its voice was clear. The Emperor is opening a full Stargate. In 7 days, his army will arrive. Millions, entire worlds, and Earth will be the first to fall. Silence filled the room. Then Quito stepped forward. We stop him before that gate opens. Anya looked at him, heart pounding. How? Kenji pointed to the screen. We found something, a hidden spark vault in space. The drone confirmed it. A spark satellite left by the ancients. Last of its kind. Final piece of the key. Quito nodded. Then we go, we get it, and we end this. Preparing for the final battle around the world, humanity worked as one. In Africa, old tech was reforged into new weapons. In Europe, bunkers turned into launch pads. In Asia, massive sky cannons pointed toward space. In South America, healers and engineers stood side by side. Even prisoners were given choices: fight for Earth or stay behind. Humanity had never been so united. Quito's symbol, the glowing blue line, flew on flags, on armor, on buildings, even. Children knew his name. They didn't just believe, they belonged into space on the final night. Quito, Anya, Kenji. And the Spark drone boarded a sleek starship. The ship had no name. It didn't need one. It was built for one mission only. Reach the Spark vault. As they flew beyond Earth's gravity, Quito looked down at the blue planet below. I'll come back, he whispered. I promise. The Spark vault far beyond Earth's moon, hidden behind an asteroid belt. They found it. A massive structure. Ancient and quiet. It wasn't metal. It was living crystal. Still glowing faintly after thousands of years. They landed carefully. No guards. No defenses. But as soon as Quito stepped inside, something activated. Lights. Sounds. A voice echoed. Child of the Spark, you have come far. Do you wish to awaken the last flame? Quito answered, yes. A beam of light scanned him and opened a hidden chamber. Inside floated the core spark, pulsing like a small sun. The final truth as Quito touched the core spark. Visions hit him. He saw the first spark beings, creators of light and peace. The Empire's betrayal, how they stole, killed, and twisted the galaxy. The truth, the spark was not a weapon, but a mirror of the soul. Only those with selflessness could awaken it fully. Then he saw himself, scared, angry, lonely, and yet full of light. The spark accepted him. The core fused into his chest. When he opened his eyes, his body shimmered with white-blue energy. He was no longer just a human. He was the last flame-bearer. The Emperor's return back on Earth. The sky broke open. A massive wormhole spread across the stars. Alien ships began pouring through, endless, dark, loud. The Emperor stood aboard the lead vessel, watching Earth below. He spoke to his soldiers. Burn the oceans. Crush their spirit. Number survivors. No second chances. But before the order was given, a flash of light appeared, and Quito arrived, descending like a comet, glowing brighter than ever. He landed between Earth and the alien fleet. Alone. Unafraid. The final stand begins. The Resistance launched every ship, Every jet, every drone, from land, sea, and air, missiles, lasers, railguns fired. Humanity gave everything. In orbit, Quito led the charge. He moved faster than before, dodging ships, blasting engines, freeing prisoners from alien holds. He was everywhere. The spark. Drones spread copies of his energy through Earth systems, activating old machines, healing the wounded, stopping bombs. The battle raged, but the wormhole stayed open, and the Emperor stepped onto Earth again. The last Jewel Quito met him on the ruins of an old city. Skyscrapers burned, wind blew ash. Lightning struck. The Emperor looked unchanged, calm, cold. Certain. Kito stood taller now, surrounded by light. You've grown, the Emperor said, but power doesn't change fate. Quito answered, you're right. Choice does. And then they fought. It wasn't like before. This time, the world watched. Satellites streamed it. Kids in bunkers watched. Soldiers paused to cheer. The Emperor struck with black fire. Quito answered with waves of glowing energy. They rose into the air, clashed like stars colliding. The moment of truth. The Emperor finally caught Quito, pinned him down, ready to end it. But Quito smiled. You still don't understand, he whispered. This isn't about me. Suddenly, light exploded from the Earth. Not just from Quito, but from millions of people. People who believed. Who chose courage over fear. Who lit the spark in their own ways, through action, love, sacrifice. The spark drone shouted. Energy sync complete. Spark frequency is now everywhere. The Emperor stepped back. His power cracked. His armor shattered. His control broke. And then he fell. Victory. The alien army paused. Without the Emperor's will. They were lost, one by one. They shut down, turned away, or surrendered. The wormhole collapsed. Silence returned. Quito stood in the ruins, glowing softly. The world cheered. Some cried, some laughed, and far above, a message was sent. Earth stood. Earth won. Earth remembered. 1 year later, the world had changed. Aliens who stayed behind were offered peace. Nations rebuilt together. Kito refused power. He returned to the people. He traveled, teaching, listening, healing. Some called him a hero. Others called him a myth. Always smiled and said, I'm just a boy who said no. Final scene. On a quiet mountain. Quito sat with Anya. She looked at the stars. Do you think they'll come back? Quito nodded. Maybe. Evil never fully dies. She asked, what will we do then? He smiled. We'll light the spark again. And somewhere in the universe a new star began to shine. The end.